Welcome back, children. Today we are going to look at the poem The Roadside Stand, written by Robert Frost of your class 12 syllabus. The poem begins by describing a small roadside stand, which is like a makeshift shop set up by rural villagers. It's positioned at the edge of a busy highway where cars speed past, ignoring it entirely. The poet emphasizes that the stand isn't pleading for charity or free handouts. Rather, it represents the villagers' attempt to earn money with dignity. The villagers believe that by participating in the flow of urban cash, they can uplift their lives. The reference to the flower of cities symbolizes the flourishing and privileged urban areas which thrive on wealth while neglecting the struggling rural communities. Imagine a small food stall near your school run by someone trying to earn an honest living. Most people rush past without stopping to appreciate the effort. It is the same thing which is described in the stanza 1. You might have noticed a few key words: pathetically pled, dole of bread, flower of cities in this stanza. There are two poetic devices which is also used: alliteration in flower of cities from sinking. This emphasizes the contrast between urban prosperity and rural poverty, and also personification. The stand is described as pleading, giving it human emotions. The second stanza criticizes the attitude of wealthy city dwellers who travel through rural areas. The poet describes their indifference. They are too busy focusing on their destination to notice the roadside stand. If they do notice it, they find it displeasing. They complain about the stand's appearance, calling it unpolished or unattractive. The villagers, on the other hand, take pride in offering their simple goods such as wild berries and squash. Even the serene countryside scenery, which urban people often seek for relaxation, fails to draw them in. You can relate it with this. Just imagine organizing a school exhibition with handmade posters and art, but the visitors criticize the uneven handwriting or simple materials instead of appreciating your efforts. It is the same condition that you might have noticed in the second stanza. We have noticed a few key words like artless paint, wild berries, crook-necked squash, and two poetic devices over here. The first one being imagery. Wild berries in wooden quads vividly describes the rustic goods. Then the second one, irony. Travelers seek peace in rural areas but complain about its natural simplicity. In this stanza, the poet confronts the urban traveler's indifference. He points out that they have money, but their refusal to spend even a small amount at the roadside stand reflects their selfishness, which we notice in the line, "If you want to be mean." Then the poet explains that the villagers don't aim to ruin the scenery, but are driven by a quiet sorrow and longing for a better life. They hope that earning money will help them expand their lives and achieve the kind of happiness portrayed in movies. However, these dreams remain unfulfilled as the government fails to address their needs. Think of saving up for a dream gadget you saw in ad only to realize it's far beyond your reach. That was the condition even of these people. We have noticed a few keywords over here like trusting sorrow, moving pictures, promise, crossly. We have also noticed two poetic devices. The first one, irony. The villagers hope money will solve their problems, but it only brings false promises. Then the second one, alliteration, money. This crossly. This stanza critiques the so-called benefactors who claim to help the villagers by relocating them to modernized settlements. These new villages are close to theaters and stores, but they rob the villagers of their independence. The greedy good doers exploit them under the guise of providing benefits, stripping them of their traditional way of life. The phrase beneficent beasts of prey conveys that these helpers are like predators. selfish and controlling. It's like a friend offering to help you with your homework but taking over completely, leaving you with no control. So in this stanza that we have noticed the key words greedy good joyers, beneficent beasts of prey, soothe them out of their wits. And we have noticed also two poetic devices. The first one, oxymoron, greedy good doers, combines contradictory ideas to highlight hypocrisy. And the second one, metaphor, beasts of prey symbolize exploiters. In this stanza, the poet sympathizes with the villagers' quiet despair. They wait all day by the roadside, hoping that at least one car will stop and buy something. However, most travelers ignore their stand. The villagers' longing is described as childish because it is innocent and pure, but often goes unfulfilled. This image of silent hope and disappointment emphasizes the villagers' helplessness. It's like organizing a fundraiser waiting for someone to buy your items, but no one pays attention. So it's the same condition of these people. So the keywords that we have noticed are childish longing, selfish cars, squeal of brakes. And the poetic devices onomatopoeia, squeal of brakes, and personification in sadness lurks near the open window. In the final stanza, the poet reflects on the villagers' struggles and concludes that their losses carry more dignity than the empty materialism of urban life. The poet admires their resilience and laments the selfishness of the urban population. He suggests that true help comes not from charity but from creating opportunities for self-reliance. It's like seeing a hard-working classmate succeed through their efforts while others rely on shortcuts and miss out on the value of hard work. And the key words that we found in this stanza is loss is finer than mine. And the poetic device contrast between rural hardships and urban privileges. That's all for today's explanation of the Roadside Stand by Robert Frost. If you found this helpful, please like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more lessons tailored to CBSE English Core. Don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts or questions. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and see